Hey, it's Jeff Suey. This is a video that's a part of a series called How to Produce $30,000 a Month in a Coaching Business. And in this particular video, I'm actually going to share with you how to get started on the road to that working under 5 hours per week. I'm going to give you a few details on how that works. So let's get started. So the first thing that you got to do in order to be successful in a coaching business is get a coach. It's hypocritical not to, because you're asking other people to let you coach them or let one of your coaches coach them. You want to go ahead and eat your own dog food, so to speak. So there's a couple different ways to do this. The first way is, if you're at some trainings or seminars, you can find contacts there, people that might be willing to coach you. Another way is find your local coaching association. It's a great place to spend time anyway to learn from your peers, learn what they're doing that's working for them. And then finally, just look for mentors. Look for gurus that are out there. Many of these individuals are willing to coach if you'll pay them a little bit of money. So that's the first item. Make sure you get a coach and do that immediately. Second, you got to take action. To be successful in anything in life, it takes certain actions, right? So if you want a certain amount of success, you got to take a certain amount of action. If you want massive success, and $30,000 a month is pretty massive success, if I do say so myself. So to get started on that, you got to take a lot of action and do what I would call take massive action. Start coaching immediately. Coaching for free is okay. Find people to coach them on a regular basis. Do a lot of that. You should have at least 3 to 6 coaching clients that you coach every single week, whether they're paying you or not. Get some experience doing the job of coaching. Second, set a short-term goal and just go for it. Now, that short-term goal should be something that's reasonable for you, something that you can actually accomplish. And it should be something that's within, let's say, 1 to 6 months of you starting this business. And the most important criteria for this, other than what I just mentioned, is that make sure that when you accomplish that goal, you're going to feel that you're on the way to accomplishing your ultimate vision in your coaching business. Now, how did I do it? How did I build a $30,000 a month coaching business? Really, as I got started, working about 5 hours per week. Well, first of all, let's define work. I'm not just talking about what you would do in the business, because a lot of things that you do in a coaching business, I probably wouldn't define it as work. I mean, it's a lot of fun. Doing the act of coaching, there's no question that there's some work involved with that, but that's why we got into this business in the first place, because we're enjoying that part of the process, right? So let's not call that work. The real work in a coaching business, for most people, not everybody, but most people, is communication. It's really the selling part of the process. A lot of coaches don't enjoy that. So I call this quick start communication. You're not running around trying to sell people stuff, but you do need to communicate certain things to them in order to produce results. In my experience, you got to do this about a minimum of 4 to 5 hours per week. So that's the real work in your business. If you do that every single week over and over and over again, and you do the right things, I'm going to share with you what some of those are in this video, and then I'll get into more detail at later videos as well. Bottom line is, you need that minimum amount of time to have the proper amount of communication and take enough massive action to produce a real business that's actually going to expand over a period of time, ultimately. And when it comes down to it, no matter how excruciating it is to pick up the phone and call a bunch of people that may or may not want to talk to you in that moment, you can do just about anything for about 4 or 5 hours a week. So be willing to hold your breath for that period of time. Get yourself kind of hyped up and motivated and excited about doing it, and just go for it. The second key is free sessions. You got to do free sessions. Free sessions are the name of the game in the coaching business. So the more free sessions you do, the more clients you will get, and the closer you will get to accomplishing your sales goals, your growth goals, if you will. Now, I like to change the name of a free session to a strategy session, because when you say it's a free session, it's not very attractive many times to you or the customer, to you, because now you're doing something for free. That's not a lot of fun necessarily. And for the customer, they're thinking, well, gosh, if it's free, how valuable can it be? They may not even want to show up. We'll talk a little bit more later about how to set massive amounts of free sessions, but for now, just understand it's a key, it's the name of the game, and think of it as a strategy session where you're really making a contribution to somebody and you're figuring out and strategizing with them what's going to work for them in coaching later on down the road as well. Third area, joint ventures. This is the master key to success for just about any small business in almost the entire history of small businesses. And I will tell you personally that I was fed many months and I made it through many months when I first started my business, primarily because I had some generous partners that were willing to joint venture with me and were willing to work with me on bringing me leads such that I could do free sessions with them. So you want to find people that you can partner with that already have your customer. The key to this is asking that question. Who already has my customer? Who's already working with lots of people that are my target market that might want to work with a coach? And you got to get in touch with those people and ask them, hey, is there something that we can work out and you can make money on my labor? You know, I'll give you 10%, I'll give you 20% of the coaching fees that I charge in exchange for you bringing me all these leads for people that, you know, are probably pretty good prospects for me. What do you say? So you got to make a deal like that at some point in order to really make things work for you. You may not need it because you have a fantastic sphere of influence and a great network, and if so, more power to you. But for most of us, we just don't have all those people that are just chomping at the bit to do a free session with us. And so joint ventures are the way to get beyond and get around that roadblock on the way to your success. So that's the end of part one of how to build a $30,000 a month coaching business. I hope you got a lot out of this video, and as you can imagine, there are a lot of techniques that we use that you'll want to learn to get exponential results in your coaching business. And I do hope that you eventually come to our JTS Advisors Coaches training so I can actually teach you all of these techniques and give you some of the real tasty stuff that'll maximize your coaching ability and your coaching business, because there are some higher level principles that will give you an incredible advantage if you just learn them. Knowledge is really the key when you get started, at least. Oh, by the way, if you haven't already, make sure that you go to www.coachestrainingblog.com. Again, that's coachestrainingblog.com, and opt in so that you'll get the alerts when we release more of these valuable videos, along with case studies of coaches that went through our training no more than a year ago and are now making up to $120,000 a year using our coaching quick start system. I hope we can talk again soon. Take care.